Hey guys, Scott here. Today I want to talk about one of the most forgotten killers in the entire game. Despite being one of the best killers on most tier lists, they typically have a very, very low pick rate, and also their kill rate is pathetic as well. And I'm referring to the Artist. When the Artist came out, she was seen as very strong, and she still is a very strong killer. Typically, she places between 4 and 8, I would say, to average every single tier list I've ever seen. She's usually in that area, so she is among the strongest killers in the game. Not quite, Giga S tier, but she is a very, very strong killer, and most people see her as such. However, if we look at Nightlight, we can see that her kill rate is absolutely pathetic, and it's just all the way at the literal bottom. She's the... Ah, damn it, Ghostface, you're ruining my data. I swear Artist was the bot. Artist was below this last night when I was going to make this video. But, Artist, yeah, she pretty much has the worst kill rate in the entire game, despite being one of the best killers in the entire game. And her pick rate is, I believe, tied for 7th in terms of being, the least pick killers in the entire game. So, why is this the case? Now, there's a couple of examples of having a low kill rate, despite the killer being really good. I think Nurse is the most infamous example. And the reason there is because all the data from every MMR grouping has to include people that are obviously not good at the game as well, and Nurse does have a bit of a skill floor, so if you don't know how to play Nurse, you're not going to get very amazing results with her at all. So in that scenario, that one kind of makes sense. But Artist is not super difficult to play in any real way, outside of a couple of things. The thing is, Artist does have a very simple playstyle that you can do that Nurse doesn't really have to do. Nurse, you have to learn how to play Nurse, and that's pretty much just it. You have no other real options. If you don't know how to learn blink distances and timings, you can't do anything with Nurse. Artist is a little different, though. Artist, you can do very simple playstyles of basically just... You kind of just play like she's Dredge, where instead of putting a Remnant at a pallet, you put a bird at a pallet, and you basically do the 50-50 that Dredge does. Are they going to run past the Remnant? Are they going to run and double back? Are they going to run past your bird? Are they going to double back? And you have to just guess when to shoot the bird. You get a hit if you guess right. Otherwise, you don't get anything. The survivor keeps running. So that is a very, very basic way to play Artist. And this playstyle used to be way stronger a long time ago when you can actually get damaged by jumping into a bird, but that has been changed a while ago. And so that playstyle, when that change happened, kind of died out. And with that, the pick rate for Artist started going down quite a bit. Because now that's not necessarily the best way to play Artist, and you still can do it, but it's just not using her to her potential. So the correct way to play Artist actually does require you to be a bit knowledgeable about how to play the game. The reason is you need to know survivor pathing. You need to know every single loop and which way the survivor is optimally going to route that to be able to hit people through walls. And that can make the skill floor be honestly even higher than Nurse, because Nurse just see line, go through wall, hit survivor. It's not very complicated. Nurse has an exaggerated skill floor. It's not that hard to learn Nurse. You can pick up that distance in a day. But you have to learn every single tile in the game and where people are going to route to make shooting birds through the walls be an effective strategy. But when you learn that, she's actually a really satisfying killer to play. But like I said, ever since they changed it so when you jump into a bird, you can no longer be damaged, the pick rate just dropped drastically. And it seems like even though she is not being picked very much, the kill rate is still pathetically low as well, indicating that the people that are playing her are probably still playing her in the kind of the shitty 50-50 put bird at window or pallet way, which is really just not the best way to play her. So the reason I loved Artist so much is, like I said earlier, knowing pathing for people. So my playstyle with Artist and a lot of people's is you tag someone with a single bird. That's the first thing that you do. And if you use one bird, your cooldown comes back much faster. Then you can shoot off essentially a shotgun shell of 3 birds before their current birds expire, unless they have like a locker or something nearby. Now, if you do that, you can cover basically every angle that they will go, every exit to the loop you can just cover, and you yourself as the Artist can be a physical body that occupies even a 4th spot. So you can basically check 4 spots that they cannot go. And that is such incredible zoning that it's disgusting. In fact, that's kind of the main reason I stopped playing Artist, because I felt like her zoning was so strong, it veered into boring for the people I'm going against. And I don't really want to subject people to that as much as I possibly can. I know I play Nemesis now, which is also boring, but I'm running out of killers. Fuck it, whatever. I don't care anymore. But the point is, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Artist. And that's not even going over her more advanced things like setting a bird at a distance, walking forward a bit, shooting up another bird, and then the first bird will tag the survivor with crows, and the second bird with the correct amount of delay will actually damage people. You can hit people anywhere on the map, through walls, through anything, through pallets, windows, it doesn't matter. Like, no killer in the game can just instantly hit people across the map like Artist can, and that's a really cool skill to try to master as well. But I do think the whole tagging of people and then trying to guess where they're going at, just by knowing survivor pathing is really, really fun, and that is what makes her so, so strong. But yeah, I guess a lot of people are not feeling that, and this is just a theory, but I do think it's because the only people that are playing Artist are playing in that shitty 50-50 put bird at pallet or window way, and I don't know. Part of me wants to see Artist actually return to her former glory because she is, again, on every tier list between 4 and 8. She is always rated very highly, one of the strongest killers in the game, but we just never really see her because I think the stigma of just having to use that 50-50 playstyle, it's really boring for a lot of people. So at the same time, I don't really want more people playing Artist because a good Artist sucks to go against. I don't know if you've gone against a good Artist. Probably not recently because, like I said, she's very rarely picked, and when they are picked, their kill rates are terrible, indicating that when you do see them, they're not very good at Artist to begin with. But Artist is not fun to go against when the player is good. She is the queen of zoning. Once you are tagged with one bird against a good Artist, you're going to get hit in the next 8 seconds, pretty much no matter what you do, unless there's a locker nearby that you can safely jump into. She is a god at zoning. And so for people that don't like the killers that have that sort of free zoning, she is, like I said, she is the queen of doing that. So at the same time that I want to see Artist sort of return to her former glory, I also don't want to go against more Artists. So I'm kind of in this limbo where I don't really know what I want, and I'm kind of just okay letting her sit there with her low pick and kill rate because she is not fun to go against when the player is good. She's very much like Nurse in that scenario where if you go against a medium to bad Nurse, it can be really fun going against Nurse. But when you get that Nurse that really knows how to play, you're just okay, I'll just fucking die then, cool. It's just, you really feel like you have no options in a chase, and a very good Artist does leave you feeling like that as well. Anyway, I just wanted to go over one of the least played and lowest kill rate killers in the game, despite being one of the best killers, because I always find that difference between stats to be very interesting, and frankly, there is literally nothing interesting in DBD going on right now. Oh lord, am I struggling to talk about shit